What's up, you guys? Venture Warrior here, doing another um, retro 90s figure review. Yes, this time on a figure that I've always known about, and I am a fan of this franchise, I would say, or character, but it was always like, he's cool, but I don't really have a desire to really want him. But I, again, randomly, I just come across a character or figure and decide, hey, I want to get this, and that's kind of what happened. So yeah, we're looking at a pretty cool '90s action figure. Again, if you see the thumbnail, and you know what we're looking at. Um, let's see. Yeah, so this came. This took about a week to get here, but not a big deal. Yeah, we are looking at um. Oh boy, yes, Todd McFarlane's Spawn, Cygor. Yeah, let me put the box down. Yeah, so I would say I'm a casual Spawn fan. I love the movie. I saw the TV show on YouTube. Um, like when I was like middle school, maybe. Yeah, I was kind of too young to be watching it, but it is what it is. Um, and I have like the first four issues of the original Spawn comic run. I was always he was just really like just this cool, edgy, supernatural character. He was African American. I just really gravitated to him, and I'm still a fan. Still a fan. I even have played some of the video games, which I've talked about. I'd like to check out the PS2 game, Spawn Armageddon. I know the game's kind of dated, you know, but I still want to check it out. I never got to play it. And I had some of the Spawn Series 1 figures. Um, I had Medieval Spawn, I had Tremor, and I had I don't remember. I had Violator, which was probably my favorite. The Violator figure was so cool. This bendy, lanky demon character. And Violator clown. I'm assuming you're familiar with Spawn if you're watching this video. If you're not, then check out Spawn. Um, but the Violator clown character, probably one of my favorite characters, favorite villains in all of comics and all of fiction. He just has a really cool design and all that good stuff. Um, yeah, so like I said, I had them, and then so there were six in the original Series One toy line: Spawn, Medieval Spawn, Tremor, who were technically our good, our heroic characters. Our villains was Violator, Clown, which spoiler, they're the same person basically, and Overkill, who was like a hired hitman. So I didn't get the Clown, the Overkill, or the regular Spawn. I never got them, unfortunately. Um, and I ended up letting go of those guys. I had a Spawn 3, which I don't think he's on here. Yeah, I was gonna show him, but I don't think he's on here. Yeah, I had Spawn 3, which he was a little bit pretty much same opposability, but he had like this press his button, his cape would fold out and look like bat wings. Really cool. Um, but yeah, I got Cygor. I originally got him to go with my small soldier display to have another villain antagonist to add to the Commando Elite. I thought that would be really cool. And then don't worry, a video about them is coming soon. It'll probably be the next video. I'm waiting on one more character to arrive that was in uh, delivery limbo, which I'll explain when I do that video. But so when that character arrives, and I'll do the full small soldier video that I wanted to do. Yes, we're focusing on Cygor. Um, and McFarlane Toys, Joking Hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years. This is missile shoots from shoulder armor. America's best-selling comic book. Todd McFarlane Spawn, Ultra, what does it say? Ultra Action Figures Deluxe Edition. Okay. And then, unfortunately, the card back, which I'll keep. I'll definitely. This is a display piece. I will keep this. Um, this is really cool. The Max, who's another Image comic character. He has his own short-lived TV show on MTV. Check it out if you're interested. Recommend it. Would like to get that Max, but of course it's expensive. There's only like two figures of the Max. That one and one from Shocker Toys, who created the Shocker Toys Tick figure. Did a video on that. Um, so yeah, check that out if you're interested. We have Shadowhawk, which I always like, has a cool character. We have Clown, the Clown 2. So it's the second clown figure that they made. I like this one a lot, and I like the newer. There's a new Clown and Violator figures that they made a couple years ago. Those look phenomenal. I would like to get the newer figures at some point. But I really do like this old one, and like I said, I like the first Clown. There is a listing for Clown and Violator right now for a really good deal. Maybe I might pick that up. Like I said, it's not too expensive. And even though I already had the Violator and let him go, I wouldn't mind having him again. And with the Clown, go they're a pair, they're a set. So have Clown go with them. We'll see, maybe. Um, She Spawn, cool. Of course, our boy Cygor. We have Exoskeleton Spawn, which is a cool figure. And then we have some other figures. We have Violator 2. We have Redeemer, which I've seen in the comic shop. I would still like to get that Redeemer. Another Spawn, Spawn 2. Angela, who has a really cool history. She's now currently a Marvel character. So, yeah, do with that information as you will. Ninja Spawn, cool. Vertebreaker. I would still like to get. The Vertebreaker is still really cool. It's one of Violator's siblings. He has like 5 siblings. You can just read up on that on the Spawn wiki. The Vertebreaker got a figure, cool. Character called The Curse, who I'm familiar with, and Future Spawn. So they, like I said, even if the posability wasn't really there, the sculpts and the creativity was. So in a way, these are kind of art pieces to an extent. Um, Characters from Wetaworks. Not really going to talk too much about them. These are some cool looking figures if you're into that. And Youngblood, which was another series. I think it had a short lived TV show as well. Cool. So, Cygor's bio. During the war years, governments tried to build superhumans and animals were used. Yeah, try to build superhumans and animals were used in preliminary testing. Experiments conduct, were never conducted on humans because the results with animals went grossly wrong. One of these animals, Cygor, experienced numerous problems. He now roams the earth with both parts of a human and a brain, and a body as powerful as a tank. So yeah, I kind of try to gloss over that a little bit. Card back, the lightning and stuff looks really cool. So kind of like with my big blast Hellboy that I had years ago, I'll keep that card back and probably display it on the wall because it does look really cool. Um, at the bottom, here's his instructions, which is dope. I'm not really going to read them, but it's showing you what he can do and his gimmicks. Looking at my watch, so remove the card back. I like that these old figures don't have twist ties. Just remove the card back and bam, there's the toy. So yeah, my comic shops, one of them just had a whole wall of just old Spawn toys. So you can tell Spawn figures aren't really super sought out, especially now that a handful of those figure characters have gotten modern representations. Like there's a modern She Spawn and Cygor, it's a modern Clown Violator, of course, many modern versions of Spawn. So it's like, why would I buy an old vintage figure when I can just get this more modern, more accurate looking figure? Which is up to just personal preference. I like the older figures. Like I said, I got this guy so he could, you know, be displayed. So he could be displayed with my Commando Elite characters. and he does scale, like I say, it's a '90s toy, so he does scale decently with them. I'm trying to see. It says '96, so this figure was produced 2 years before the small soldier figures. Cool. Um, yeah, I saw a review for him, and they just said that he was average. He's not. He's a really charming figure. He's really cool. Um, so like I said, the first thing he has this missile, which is I wish it kind of plugged in. It doesn't. You just kind of pull it from the back, and it fires. There we go. Yeah, it fires really far. So that's really cool. The gimmick still works, but like there's nowhere to. Oh, I think I just saw this. Okay. Oh snap! This is my first time doing that. So you can store the missile on his shoulder. It does plug in nicely. I didn't know that. So he does have weapon storage. Okay, that's really cool. I'm not sure if this rocket piece is removable or not, but it's not a big deal. So like I said, for first thoughts, visually awesome. Yeah, he has basic articulation, but like I said, I love the colors on him. This figure, some they used to do variants with some of these older figures, like all the figures in the first wave, maybe with the exception of Spawn and Medieval Spawn. They all got gold repaints, which was really cool. They all got gold repaints, and like I said, if you like that, cool. Not for me. I'd rather have my character look like the character that they're representing, or my figure look like the character they're supposed to be representing. Um, so he did get a few variants. He got like a one where like he was a white ape, and some of the other parts were a different color. You can probably look that up. I do like the other one. Might get that one. At way down the line, might get that repaint. But I really like the purple. I really like the purple and cybernetic pieces, and he looks like a gorilla, yeah, like a cyborg gorilla Stein. He looks really really cool, and I really do dig him, and it could be because my love for the Spawn universe, and like I said, I had those series one figures, and I did enjoy them for the time that I had them. Had them for a while, for a long time. Um, so like I just have a soft spot for older figures to an extent. Of course, I'm spoiled by modern day action figures, but you know, um, like I said, sculpt on him phenomenal. Sculpt on him is nice. All the different detail on the cybernetic pieces and everything. He has a full cybernetic leg. Um, he is a boss in the Spawn Armageddon video game. He is a boss. Him, and he's also a boss and playable in Spawn in the Demon's Hand, which is another fairly decent Spawn game that I played. Um, but yeah, so as far as posability, well, due to so I'm not sure if this piece is removable, but if it is, his arm can go 360, but you have, let's say you have good motion. He has wrist swivel, um, which is cool. Whereas this can go 360. He has a bicep swivel in this hand. I mean, this arm, which is cool. Of course, this arm can go 360. And I love that he has a 8 on his arm, tattooed on his arm. So it was like, is he like model number 8 or something? I don't know, but it's still a really, really cool detail. So outside of the missile gimmick, yeah, outside the missile gimmick, this piece is removable. His leg armor is removable. Um, that's really cool. Plugs in nicely. Um, I'm trying to see. There's that, and this piece, this weapon piece, is also removable, soft plastic, and you can display it. You can plug this in on both arms, or you can switch it around. Make him, make it like that, and he can use it. He can use it as a weapon. So that's again a lot of playability with this. I mean, these figures were intended for kids. I know, yeah, an M-rated comic making toys for children. Yeah, I know. 90s was a different time. Oh, the hang on, plug that back on correctly. Oh, we got it to plug in on one side. There we go. Oh, the missile. Well, I put the missile to the side. Missile came off. And his other gimmick, um, he has some head rotations. So, well, the head can slide up. The head split up, and that's so you can. I guess it's intended for you to put him in at all fours. Oh, hang on. There we go. I had to fix that real quick. But yeah, we can put him at all fours, which is nice. I mean, yeah, it gets the point across. Cool. We can have him, like I said, hunched over like that, or so. Like I said, he's really cool for what he is. There's another fun figure. Just another cool, unique figure in my collection. You got him for like 12, $14. He was got him, like I said, they're very fairly, the 90s Spawn toys are pretty inexpensive now. Um, so yeah, that is Cygor. That is Cygor. I'll show a size comparison. So here he is with Major Mala. I forgot what DC line this was from, but this is one of the villains from Doom Patrol. See how bigger Cygor is, or Mala. But this is another ape character I have in my collection. So I decided to pull him out along with his partner, the Brain, another DC villain. Have them displayed together, switching up my display. And here he is with a character I forgot to talk about. Another character I picked up recently, Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII. So again, Barrett, he's bigger than he's bigger than Barrett, and I think this Barrett figure came out 97. This came out 1 year after this figure was produced. He's much bigger. Yeah. I forgot to talk about Barrett real quick. We'll talk about him. Um, like I said, I'm a casual Final Fantasy fan. Uh, I have played Final Fantasy VII, play a little bit of it, didn't get too far, but I enjoyed what I played. I love the characters. I had an opportunity to buy a box set of the Final Fantasy VII figures. That were these figures. It was on Amazon. They were selling it for a good deal. Someone ended up buying it. This was some years back, so I didn't get a chance to get it. But Barrett and Cloud and a handful of the other characters, I was like, yeah, I really like to have. Again, I kind of got this guy to go with my small soldier display because he looks like he could fit in with the Commando Elite, but he's too small, so that didn't work. So, but I didn't mind getting him just to get him. Um, Basic articulation, everything is just kind of just goes in like that. His arms and stuff, hands are removable, um, but he stays together nicely. Um, Even the little gun piece is removable. But he's cool. He's a cool figure. I like detail and everything. Still really solid. He's just a cool character to have. It does make me want to get the other old school FF7 figures. So yeah, Barrett. If you're interested, grab them if you want. But yeah, Cygor. Like I said, recommend them. Really cool if you want them, or get the modern one, or just like, oh, admire him for what he is. Like, oh, that's a cool figure. But not for me, which is fine. Um, Even the texture of his fur, like this is a really well sculpted figure for a kid's toy. Really well sculpted. So, like I said, next video probably going to be the small soldier video I've been wanting to do. I ordered another 90s figure that I've been wanting for a while. So finally decided to grab that one. When when he arrives, we'll do a video showcasing that figure. There's so many other figures. I'm just trying to narrow it down to like what figures I really want. Don't want to go trigger happy, but stay tuned. There's always a surprise on my channel. We'll see what character, what figure we talk about next. But yeah, that's it for this video. As always, like, comment, share if you want, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Peace, you guys.